Hello UTD instructors and greetings from HQ in San Diego. So I wanted to talk just for a minute about the new minis that we rolled out, SMB, back kick, and what's coming night and navigation. So we have been looking for ways to help you give your students more training in smaller bites. So particularly at the open water level, where if you have a student or a class that completed and they're looking for more training but aren't ready for essentials, aren't ready for Rec 2, something like that, we wanted to give an opportunity for you to present them with a series of one-day workshops. So we created these 4 new minis, and the minis, as you know, are SMB deployment, back kick, night, and navigation. Now 2 of them are done and online and ready to go. SMB and back kick are done, online, ready to go. You're all approved to teach them, and you've got all the course materials. You'll also see when you log onto the website, you're also approved to teach night and navigation, and you've got those course materials, but they don't exist. So that's going to be coming up in the next probably 2 weeks. I've also rewritten the standards and added these 4 classes to the standards, so standards and the website all line up the same. And I know I just published version 4.03 the other day, but now it's 4.03a, and really the only change is that I've added these 4 classes to it. So all the instructors can teach these courses. Your dive masters who you've trained can also teach these courses, these 4 courses, to certified divers. So we're going to allow the dive masters, if approved by their instructor, to teach SMB, back kick, night, and navigation to certified divers. So the whole point here is to really look at a way to give your students something extra coming out the end of a class without having to do a big jump. Now, this is kind of interesting because if you have an open water student who does 2 or 3 of these minis, they may be in a position where they can go straight to Rec 2 rather than go through Essentials and then Rec 2. So it does give you some more flexibility within the program to move students along in smaller bites and for less money. So the course materials are $39.95 like all the other minis, and you can charge whatever's appropriate. The 2 that are coming, night and navigation, are going to be part of the Rec 2 program, but also are going to be standalone minis. So it's a way just to bring more information to your students in smaller bites, and something you can actually give your students right after a class and say, hey, your trim's pretty good, we can tune it up and really get the back kick dialed in. It's a one-day workshop, it's not very expensive. Come on back in a week or after a few dives and we'll get that dialed in for you. Same thing with SMB. If you didn't get a chance to do it or explain it in your open water class or your Rec 1 class, then you can always just bring them back in for a one-day workshop. They have course materials now. It's cohesive across the whole agency, and these courses are not very expensive. So that's on the minis. On the other thing I've been working on, just really on fire the last couple of weeks, is starting to get the materials converted over to HTML5. There's been some spotty courses that are on HTML5 as opposed to the old Flash system. The advantage to HTML5, of course, is that they're much more friendly on iPhones and iPads. And it's a much more efficient way to deliver course content now, years after we did the originals. So open water is done. And I have just 1 or 2 more chapters to go to make the open water and Rec 1 complete. And then I'm going to work on translating these into Spanish and Italian. Any other languages you need, just let me know. And then when that's all done, we'll move on to Essentials and continue this process. There are about 240 chapters, plus the languages. It takes me about 4 or 5 hours per chapter to do this conversion, so it's not going to be a fast process, but I am working on it every day, and I'm trying to get 1 chapter done a day. So we'll move forward in a priority order that makes sense. If you have a specific class coming up and you want me to move some priorities around on getting these things converted to HTML5, just give me a call, and we can talk about that possibility. So, so that's it for today. New minis, night, navigation coming soon, SMB, back kick, ready to go. You have the course materials, you have the approvals to teach them, start getting students, get them signed up, and move your students farther along. So from HQ, I just want to, as always, say thank you for supporting us as we work tirelessly to support you, and be safe.